left, back behind the plate. 5-3 Blue Jays, 2 down, bottom of the ninth in Texas. Beltre at second base, the stretch. The pause, the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball hit the center field. Kevin Pillar's under it. He's waiting. He's under it. Ball game, Blue Jays 5-3 over the Texas Rangers to take the first 2 games of this American League Division Series, as Texas today, with that fly out, ends up 2 for 18, hitting with runners in scoring position.
Yes, that music can only mean one thing. We're going to check into Toronto with our resident blue blood who talked about his course in sipping sherry, I believe it was, last week. He is a host on TSN 1050 in the morning, Cauz56 on Twitter, also a contributor to CFL.ca. It's Mr. Matt Cauz. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I was thinking about it. I think we need a new theme music.
Really?
I don't know.
All right, you suggest it, my friend. I can get somebody maybe to play the harp. Is that better?
Oh, okay, yeah. I've been saying this. I've been talking to some focus groups.
Yeah.
What's missing in sports radio? More harp.
More harp.
They're saying that we're enjoying the scores and the updates, but we need more harp in our sports radio.
Do you know what that music is? Have we ever explained it to you?
I think you have one. It sounds like something like, in some sort of like fancy court in like Elizabethan time.
Do you know what it is? It's actually the original theme music for pro wrestler Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Was it really? Okay,
Yeah.
Never mind what I say. Keep that music.
Yeah.
Never. Unless you're going to do Junkyard Dog, Grab Them Cakes or something.
Ooh.
Or Coco Beware.
Coco
when it
Beware,
feels like
yep.
a pile driver. If you want to do something like that.
Yeah,
I think
all right.
well.
Dave Trentadue is actually writing this down here on the board. Yeah. Okay. Big results in where else? Where they do everything big. Texas. John Gibbons riding in on his horse and getting a big win over the Rangers once again yesterday. How's Toronto right now? Is anybody working at all?
No. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm standing on my dock at my cottage, and the lake is clear, and I don't see anyone working here. No, listen. What last night was, or I guess yesterday afternoon, if we're going to be technical about it, they stole one. Texas looked like the way the Jays had looked throughout so much of September, where the offense completely dried up for so much of that game. That was a scary game. How many innings was there a leadoff double? How many innings, especially when the bullpen came in? Actually, no, even Jay Happ gave up 9 hits and only 1 run. That was for the Jays. They were able to steal one. Osuna looked great. We'll have to see if he can pitch on Sunday. And, of course, the health of Liriano was the big one. But you're right. That was a big win, and now it just requires Sanchez or Stroman. And the matchup should favor Toronto versus Texas at starting pitching.
So you believe Stroman? Well, that's true. Stroman was in the wild card game. I keep thinking, well, he pitched game 1, but it wasn't game 1. So yeah. So all right. So in Toronto, some people are saying, well, be careful. It could be a reverse of last year. Texas could come in and blah blah blah. Is there any fear of that right now?
Yes, absolutely there is. And listen, the city of Toronto has had its greatest run, in the last 18 months or so, 2 years, and we've had in ages, from, the Raptors, what they've done the last 2 years, the Maple Leafs getting Austin Matthews, the Blue Jays run last year where they just dominated the American League, and then this year. So we're feeling better about it, but absolutely there still is the fear. We saw this happen last year, and as fun as it was, remember, the Jays offense, after getting those runs and going up 5-1, they didn't do anything else. And, the bullpen was used a lot yesterday. And what if Liriano can't come back? And Osuna pitched, had more than 30 pitches in his brilliant, I believe it was 5 outs that he recorded to end the game. So absolutely there still is some fear here. We've got the best advantage is the rotation, and that's what's making people feel good. But would anyone be surprised if the Jays had one of those offensive performances where they left 2 for 18 with men in scoring position? So yeah, there still is some fear, but I got to tell you, we're a lot more confident. And if you think about Toronto sports in the playoffs, these teams always lose early. The Raptors, it's been ages since they won a game 1. Same thing with the Blue Jays or the Maple Leafs. We usually lose game 1 and then have to fight our way back. This is a different sensation.
Matthew, Are you a little bit worried about Francisco Liriano's potential absence? I mean, the bullpen is already spread a little thin. Yesterday, John Gibbons took out Jay Happ in the 6th inning, and it left them really no choice at the end to go with Roberto Osuna, and they had really no choice other than him. So are you a little bit worried that the bullpen's a little thin?
Absolutely, because Liriano represented something the Jays don't have a lot of, and that is a lefty, and that is supposedly a quality left-handed arm
with playoff experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he won a wild card game with Pittsburgh when they beat Cincinnati, I think in 2013, and then he won his next start against St. Louis, the mighty St. Louis Cardinals. And here's how concerned you are. Look when Brett Cecil came in. Ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, ball 4. All right, get out of here. Just get out of here. Just hold your head in shame and beat it. And listen, Grilly's a nice story. He's 39. Got him from Atlanta. He only has so much on him. Biagini was was for the Rule 15 or whatever the bleeping rules are. I get so confused in baseball. But he's a young guy. I mean, now you're going to have to ask him to do high leverage situations if Liriano can't go. So yes, the bullpen still causes terror and fear. And we went from wondering if Osuna would be able to pitch to Osuna, being taxed a lot yesterday. The results were there. But, yeah, there is fear going into the Sunday's game and Monday's game.
All right. Give me a thought on what the hell's wrong with the Red Sox. I was crying in my Red Sox pajamas last night.
Oh, poor baby. My first theory is that the Red Sox are in cahoots with Vegas. Think about how much money people have lost. Everyone was betting Boston, especially after Cleveland. They lose Salazar, and the other pitcher's name is escaping me. But they lost two of their quality guys from the rotation. I'm watching a game. I'm going to tell you, I was watching live last night. I'm just confused. It's really just. Here's the simple answer: teams go through slumps. They pick the wrong time for their hitters, the Betts and the Blaylocks of the world to go through a slump, and that's what's happening. But
they have more strikeouts than hits right now.
Yeah, that's remarkable. Look how good this offense. The Red Sox offense of this year was like the Jays offense from last year, and they're not doing anything. And I mean, listen, Kluber's a good pitcher. I know he hasn't as good year this year as he has in the past, but that Game 1 loss. I don't even know who that guy was pitching for Cleveland. So it's just they've gone into a slump at the absolute worst time. And if you're a Blue Jays fan, you are rooting hard for Cleveland. But that's the thing. We're starting to get cocky here in Toronto. It's like, all we got to do is beat Texas. Then if Cleveland beats Boston, here comes the World Series.
Nice. It's all wrapped up. I like that. How about Chicago-San Fran? A 1-0 win last night. Bottom of the 8th inning home run for the Cubs. I really hope, Matt, that this series goes 5 games. I really feel like this could be the best played series of the first round.
Oh yeah, we all want to see Madison Bumgarner against Chicago. Also, what we want to see the Giants win the next 2 games, because the greatest level of sports insecurity, it's not going to be here in Toronto. It's going to be with the Cubs. If the Cubs had lost last night, think of what the city wakes up to this morning. There would have been pure fear and terror. And listen, Matt, for you, your number 1 story is the Red Sox. Your number 2 story is the Cubs. I mean, maybe it's the Jays, but like beyond, after you get your affiliation, it goes to the Cubs. All of it is, and we want to see that. And then I think the Dodgers. I think maybe the Nationals get 1 win, and that would be a great series as well. So the National League is going to be so much fun. But you're right. You want Cubs Giants in 5 games. You've got one team with all the history of winning, and one team who is looking to start to create their own history in winning.
Ooh, very nice soundbite there. I got to record. I got to record that one.
You can cut that and use that for your next update.
Ooh.
You could. I gave you a clean in and a clean out.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Amanda. Dave, you let Amanda know about that one. All right, before we let you go, Matt, we got to get your CFL thought. Big game, Thanksgiving, Montreal and Edmonton. Montreal actually showed up last week. They look different under their new coach, but they got to catch Hamilton, not Toronto, in terms of trying to get into the postseason because of the crossover. So it's a big game on Monday.
Oh, it is, because the East, which, let's face it, another sad year for the East. I mean, it's just so depressing. Montreal going through how many quarterbacks, and finally Jim Pop is done, and all your wideouts that are older than me, and, so many injuries. Hamilton, we thought things would be different. Caleros came back. They haven't been. The Argonauts are the biggest disaster out of everyone. Ottawa started like a house of fire. Then after that, they've cooled down with injuries as well. And if I could just say for a quick second, Ken Austin, you demand so much discipline from your players. You demand your players play the game the right way. And last year, you bumped Dave Stala. This year, you slap a ref. I know it's inadvertently in the hand. So to Ken Austin, if you're going to demand sacrifice, discipline, and your players play smart, maybe you should do that yourself.
I was just pausing there because that's another good soundbite for the Sports Center update.
It still bothers. It bothers me that we seem to hold players to a higher accountability than coaches sometimes. It should be the other way around. It's just been such a depressing year for the East. And then, here in Toronto, here comes Calgary. They're going to go 17-1. I think I'm going to play a couple snaps, and not even on third and short. They're going to get me on second and long. I feel like they can win. It just, it's the pure. It's football at its best with Calgary, and then just this weird dysfunction in Toronto, which depresses me.
All right, but bottom line, you think the Alouettes have a good shot to beat Edmonton on Monday and stay in this race?
Wow.
No. Okay.
No. But listen, this is nothing against Montreal. This is against, if the Western team is playing an Eastern team, I assume the Western team is going to win. It's as simple as that. I apologize.
I was with you until then, Matt.
Yeah, but listen, Toronto's going to lose. Don't worry. All the East teams do is lose. So, it'll be fine. Listen, whoever makes the playoffs in the East is going to have like 7 wins. It's going to be so sad.
How about this as a scenario, though? If Montreal does pull out a win tomorrow Monday against Edmonton.
And of course they can, by the way. Of course they can. Edmonton's defense this year, just racked with injuries and new faces all over. They absolutely could win.
But if the last game of the year, juicy, Montreal at Hamilton. How about that, huh?
Ooh. God, and it's funny. You'd be like, oh, well, it should be Hamilton with Collaros, but you're right. Absolutely, Montreal could win that game. And Hamilton is...
Well, now you're just sucking up, Matt.
No. It's not sucking up. Maybe I'm still angry at Hamilton. Maybe because no one has any idea about that team. Yeah, they lose to Saskatchewan, or before that they beat them 53-10 or 53-7. No one has any idea what's going on with the Hamilton Ticats. They should be a better team than what their record is. Too many turnovers.
Are you working Monday or no?
I'm working Monday. I'm working a different show, 12 to 3. We're going to be live at BMO before the Argo Calgary game.
All right. Cauz 56 on Twitter. Matt, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
By the way, before I go, what's your favorite? It's Thanksgiving. What's your favorite pie?
It's got to be apple crumble.
Apple crumble's not bad. The crumble helps. I'm still pumpkin first, pecan 2, blueberry 3, strawberry rhubarb 4. Then I think apple crisp will come in at number 5.
You're insane. How is apple not in your top 3? That's crazy.
Is it better than pecan? No.
Yes, pecan's disgusting.
It's not better than pumpkin pie.
I'm not an expert on pumpkin pie.
Listen, here's one of the problem with apple pie is it's always served with the vanilla ice cream. Something like a pecan pie doesn't need to be served with anything. Just give me that pecan pie and a fork, and I'm good to go.
We just lost about 90 listeners. Thank you, Matt.
Take care.